ended my live. I said I was going to go live, and you guys normally see me around 7 o'clock. But I changed my schedule because Lisa decided to do a live, and I didn't want to really interfere. So I just decided I'd just move my live. And so here we are. We're here early this morning. And so we are making Barn Quilt here. It says skill level easy. This came in an advent box, box B, day 17. That's what that is. Hi, Donna. Good morning. Yeah, I don't know how many of our peeps are going to be on because they normally see me at 7. So, but we're just going to go do this. So I've never done one of these patchabilities. It's my first patchability. Again, another thing that's out of the realm of things that I do. And so I'm just going to go step by step, just as if I wasn't even on YouTube, and just try to figure this out. So it says here, let's get started. It says pre-washing fabrics is not necessary. What I'm going to do is turn on my iron, and I'm going to go grab some water. No, wrong thing. Not water. Okay. So I'm using currently water, Simply Starch, and Best Press. So I'm choosing Best Press for this project today. Okay, so let's see. It says background fabric. When I look at this, I'm seeing a white. There's all this stuff here. There's a little sign that says Leanna on it. Is that backwards? Here we go. It says Leanna. And, okay, and then I have these. So in here, I did start this already, kind of, but I don't know where anything is. All right, here it is. So they give you a template. Here's a template. And she gave us light, sewable, fusible. And, oh, here's more. And she's also given us in here, these are the templates. And then she has something to do with the Lin kit. So there's something called the Lin kit in here. So I guess let's figure out the base, and then we'll go from there. So I have this sewable light here. Here's the Lin kit. And then I have all these pieces. I have that. I have embroidery. I have nails. Batting. And all this stuff here. So I'm very much so a picture watcher. So I'm looking at the pictures here. So I am going to say the background fabric is, oh, I guess I can't give you the measurements because it's not my pattern. It's giving me the top half as being white and the bottom half as being green. But I don't have a white in this picture. I have this, oh, here we go. Light blue, background sky. So she's using this. And then this is the bottom. Now, I'm not quite sure. I guess I have to cut these down because they're much bigger than what I need. So I'm just going to take these off. And she had labeled them so that I could figure out what's what. And I'm going to best press because these are little pieces. I probably wouldn't recommend, like the instructions say, starching these pieces. This is a little different than starch, traditional starch. All right. And now I'm going to go ahead and take my pad here. And let's see. this. So this needs to be, and so I'm going to come in here and I am going to kind of clean up everything. There you are. And here we go. So I'm just measuring the top. Oh wait, what's this? This is, oh, this is the bottom half. Well, that's fine. I could just, here we go. The bottom half, I am 1 inch short, no biggie. I mean, 1 inch too big. I was looking at the other thing. Okay, so there we go. So I have these, and we'll just put those aside. So I have that, and then the top half, I'm going to do the same measure. Now, Honey has a cold. I slept away from him because I didn't want to get the cold. But this morning I woke up with the sniffles. So there we go. All right, let me see if this side is straighter. If not, I'm going to have to straighten the side. Oh, no, that side is straight. Okay. So let's go ahead and put this. Now, again, this is my first time doing one of these patchabilities, so you're following me in something new. So I have that, and just let me come in here and change something here. Hello, Dino Stuff, and you're into art. All right, so I have the background fabric. So with that said, I have to piecing. Here we go. Well, I'm gonna just set those aside then. I'll set these aside. Let's see what the next part is. One, piecing. Sew the two background strips together to form the background. So that's this. So that's step one. So I'm going to do that. Here we are. Hi, Raven. Good morning. Yes, I know it is good. I'm glad that I had decided the new year that I was going to do new things. I really am. My hair is doing wonky things, but here we are. So we have that. So we have step one done. Yay! Step one is done. No frustration. Step one is done. Okay, step two, spool centers. So now I'm going to have to find yellow. And it says light yellow. Okay, it says borders on there, but it's got to be backing. Light yellow to both. Okay, that must be, let me see. I don't know. Okay, so, and dark gray. Well, here's dark gray right here. Okay, so we're going to figure this out here. This is, okay. So I did something wonky here, but that's okay. So it's having us do a strip set, but the way I did this, it's a little wonky. So we're just going to have to work with what I have here. So we're going to subcut this. Oh, you can't see those instructions, can you? Sorry. We're going to subcut these. Okay. And then it's that's the dark gray that goes into the center, and then this yellow here. This yellow is this yellow, we only need a certain amount. I don't know how to cut this so that I cut this right. We're going to go in here, and I'm just going to cut into the size that I need. And put this aside, and hopefully it's all good. And then these, I need 2 of these. And we're going to make, according to this strip set, 1 and 2. Good morning, Deb. So here we are. We have these 2. And I'm hoping you don't have to mind me because I woke up. I think Honey gave me his cold. As much as I tried to stay away from the man, anytime he came in for a kiss, I was like, back up. Oh boy. All right, so here we are. We're going to put, according to this, we're going to put these on both sides here. So we're going to sew this on one side, and then we're also going to sew another strip on another side. And then I'm going to do the other side. And basically how I'm doing this is one step at a time. Hi, Linda. I know. I had to change my time this morning, and it's okay. I was already up. It's all good. But at 7 o'clock, Lisa and Deb will be on Lisa's channel, The Awkward Quilter. Please go over and support her. She said she needs to do this live for some watch hours. So please go over. We are having crazy winter storms here. So we had a storm yesterday, and it was slush, ice, snow. It was horrible. It was miserable. It was disgusting. That's how it is outside. Now, my driveway, even after all that snow, was a dry driveway. Now it's got like this much of slush. It's been plowed, but still slushy and icy. And we're supposed to get a monster storm tomorrow night into Monday, and then another monster storm Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday. And Honey cannot go out and do the errands, so I have to go out and do the errands. So I actually am going to go out and do the errands early because I'm not feeling so hot. So we're going to do that too. All right, so we have this, and now we are going to cut this into sections, and they say to cut this into 4 sections. And I'm measuring to see if this is the size. Oh, wow. Look at that. Not too shabby. So again, I'm taking this one step at a time. But, you know, I'm going to put the awkward quilter on in the background. I will be lurking because now I get to go shopping earlier. Because, you know, the whole world is going to be out today to buy milk, bread, etc. I only need a couple of things. And actually, because I'm not feeling too hot, I'm not even going to go to the big store. I'm going to go to like the little grocery emergency store early this morning before everybody else goes to the emergency store. And look at that. I had it perfect. Oh, great. Okay. So that's good. I didn't even have to fudge it. We've got the 4 that I need. So these are, we are creating is a spool. A spool. Look, we've even run out of tissues. I'm using Charmin. So I definitely have to go out. So we have now our 4 spools. We'll put this aside. Now it's saying, draw a line diagonally on wrong sides of this light yellow squares. So the light yellow squares, and I needed this. Okay. These little pieces, believe it or not, are the size I need. So we're going to go with that. So now we're going to cut. How many of these do I need? These yellow ones, let's see. I need, well, it doesn't tell me. Well, it's got to tell me. When it tells me, I'm telling you, it doesn't even tell me here. All right. Well, we're just going to go over here. Draw a line diagonally on wrong sides of this light yellow square. I'm not going to do that. And I just need, so there's 8 of these spools. So I will need 4 times, no, not 8, 4 spools. 4 times 4 is 16. I need 16 of these little squares. And I am frugal, so I pulled that right out because I could get the size I need out of this one little scrap. I mean, we're talking teeny tiny little pieces, like teeny tiny little pieces. So here we are. And I'm going to, because I need 4 per one. So it's 4 is 16, right? I started second guessing myself. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 14. Okay, good. Look at that. So I just need 2 of these strips. I should get 14 plus the 2 that I had is 16. So what are we working on? What is everyone doing? I'm trying new things. What are other people working on and what are they doing? Hi, Chris. I love that pattern. Just haven't made it yet. Oh, yeah, you know, I'm just trying to get through stuff. I mean, the art teacher and I are really on this thing. She keeps saying, you know, she's using everything she has and then going on to buy more. And that's the truth of the matter. I'm doing the same. So we have 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, and 14. Okay, perfect. Now these are so super tiny. I can't believe how tiny these are. Look at these. They're so super tiny. All right, we put those tiny pieces. Now it's telling me, what about this? I just wish I knew where this, like they have the cutting instructions here. I'm still trying to figure out where they are getting Well, here's this. I don't have much of this. If this is what I'm supposed to use, I don't have enough. That's not good. So, let's see. Well, it just, yeah, I don't have enough. I don't know how I don't have enough, but I don't. That's super strange, unless I'm missing something. Well, we'll make it a different color in this kit. I don't know how. I have plenty of the green and plenty of the silver, but I sure don't have any of that blue. Well, I'm not going to go ahead and make them blue. I need quite a bit of them. I need 8. I need 8 of these. So we're going to find another color. Here, look, my scraps right here. Look at that. We have a blue here. So we're just going to go with that. Interesting to see if anybody else had this issue with the blue fabric in their kit. I mean, we all have a piece of something somewhere, right? So it's not a huge deal. Let's see if this is it. No, that says binding. Let's see. Don't sneeze. Oh, I hope not. It is terrible. Hi, Lisa. I was just telling everybody that you're going to be on at 7:15, and to go over and watch, you could use some watch hours, which is great. I tell you, they really do take you out on that. Okay, so we're going to just come here on that. My watch hours took a huge hit the last 2 weeks, but you know what? I have to take care of family too, so it is what it is. I get it. And I am going to, let's see, I need 8 of these. So let's see if I have a little bit more of this. This was left over from a Creative Notions quilt that I did. So there we go. So I need 8 of these. I have more. I have more scraps. And let's see. That was exactly that. Wow. 1, 2, 3. Actually, let me see. Is this a 1 inch? Oh, a certain amount entries. Let's see. That is. It is. Look at that. Okay. We'll take it. We will take it. And then I just need one more set, or one little bit here. So now I'll find another little piece. Here it is. And then we'll have everything we need. This here is, let me see if that's the size. Nope. We'll go with this end. So this is, you know, a lot of traditional piecing, and then it's mixed with some applique. That's what this little thing looks like. All right, we have ours. So now we're on to the next step. Oh, this is the wrong size. Wow. I cut that totally wrong. Let's try this again. All right. Okay, I need to, excuse me for a second. I've run out of everything here. I most definitely have to go shopping. This is called Puerto Rican tissue paper. This is called Puerto Rican tissues right here. Thank you. I have you. Wait. Thank you. I have behind in my content making, all for a good reason. Yes, I know. My thing has been like that. And I've got more issues going on besides family issues. So I may be taking a leave in a little bit more time. I'm not sure yet. Got more doctor's appointments. I'm tired of those. Okay. So here we have these little teeny tiny things. I did not do a diagonal line. I have diagonal seam tape. And anyway, this is such a tiny thing that I feel like it's gonna be okay if we wingding it, you know? Here we are. And I'm just gonna put my stitch a little smaller because this is like micro quilting here. It really is. I'm not one to do these little teeny tiny mini quilts, but I am willing to learn something new. So what do they say? All old dogs can learn new tricks. There we go. And put this in here. Yeah, YouTube really puts the pressure on content creators, don't they? Yes, they do. Yes, because I didn't do what I needed to do last month. I kind of got really dinged, and I don't care. It's just hard because your channel regresses a little. It's all good. Let me go grab something fun here. What can we get here? All right, I have my little stuff of fun. Here we go. We have a couple of these survival questions, so let's go with that. Ready? Okay. How to survive a downed power line that falls across your stalled car. I feel like we've done that one before. A, smash the back window and climb out. Put your hands in your rubber-soled shoes to avoid being cut or electrocuted. That's A. B, wait 5 minutes and try the ignition. If it starts, hit the accelerator. Or C, leave the ignition on. Do not touch anything metal. Stay put. Wait for emergency personnel to arrive. Well, now it looks like I might as well move back in with my honey because I think he got me. We have a C. You know, where is my little thing? I need to find. Okay, so now this goes like that. Yep. And then this one here has to go the opposite. Now, when you look at the pictures and you look at this, it looks two different. They just look. Excuse me. They look different. Okay. Excuse me. Well, I was going to go on till 7. That. All right. So I'm going to come here. My son my son is, believe it or not, he came home late last night. And he had to leave super early this morning. I don't know, like 3 or 4. Because he had to move some machinery down south. Because south of us is really going to get hammered with this storm tomorrow, I think. They're saying Long Island is going to get something like 12 inches. My daughter said she's going to get 18 inches. She's in Massachusetts, but all these coastal towns are really going to get hammered tomorrow. I'm just glad for once it's not us, because we got hammered way too much this year. And I'm going to run out of days. We only have 1 snow day left at our school. 1. And we have Monday, doesn't look like. It's going to, I don't know if we're going to go to school Monday or Wednesday or Thursday or Friday. I have no idea what they're going to do. Yeah, I know what they're going to do. They're going to take away our spring break is what they're going to do. And I thought, well, maybe we'll lose 1 day. But at this rate, we may be losing the whole week. That's happened before. It's not pleasant when that happens. The kids are grumpy. The staff members are grumpy. Everybody's grumpy. So C is the right answer for this question. So how to survive a down power line that falls across your stalled car is C. Leave the ignition on. And do not touch anything metal. And stay put. Wait for emergency personnel. Here we are. Next one, ready? How to build a fire in the snow. Let me see. Look at that. I have this. Let's see. You know, lately when I was using this, it was like unraveling my stitches. I don't know if anybody else was. Maybe it's because I have a dull blade. Let's see. That's been good. Okay. I'll take that. Okay. How to build a fire in the snow. So I'm just looking at this and this. Yeah, I guess that goes well. Okay. And now we're going to cut off these. A, build the fire on a protective platform made with waterlogged rocks. B, build a platform out of logs in the snow, then build the fire on the logs. Or C, never use dry tree bark as a platform. It will burn. I hear across the street they're cleaning the school, even though the school's not open. I guess just trying to keep up with all this nonsense. So here we are. All right, so I've done that. Now we're going to press these. These are super tiny. And then we get something that looks like that. So what we're basically making is 4 little spools. Now what's cute is you can display, like Lynn Kit, you can make a little quilt, and the quilt is a 3-dimensional quilt. And I thought, oh, how cute is that? So can you imagine? We could do all kinds of little things. Here we are. You know what I think I'm going to do? I think I'm going to make a little log cabin quilt, maybe. Now, you know I've had to put my own spin on this, and so I'm doing something a little different also when we get to the applique part. because I'm kind of going to do the link kit thing, but a little different. Switching you to the big screen and will not, no problem. Excuse me. This is not pleasant here, I'm sorry. All right, so we have this and we have this here. So now we're gonna just take these and sew them together to get these cute little spools. I mean, I can't tell you. We are working with really teeny, tiny little pieces, like tiny, teeny, tiny. Leanna doesn't work with teeny, tiny little pieces like this. Though I need to get used to it because there's a couple of Elizabeth Hartman someone had given me that I wanted, you know, the animals, the barn thing. I have that book. I need to do that. And Deb, with your little flowers that you're doing, like the one you did yesterday, does that have little pieces? Here we are. Okay. So we have that. Now we're going to do the other. And I hope I'm putting these on right. Yeah, I have to be putting these on right. Yes. They look a little weird to me. I'm not going to lie. These look a little weird to me. I hope I did this right. Now, don't forget that today is your last day to enter for the showstopper pattern. You need to go to my live that says 4,000 subscribers giveaway, and you need to comment on there using, and I'm going to give you the word today again. Yes, you need to comment using the special word. And the special word is Manhattan. Tell me something about Manhattan. Yes, in the stitch flips 1.5 around the outside of the flowers, but they're manageable. These are a lot smaller than 1.5. I don't remember the choices, but I imagine you have to build a fire on a oh, okay. How to build a fire in the snow? Build the fire on build the fire on a protected platform made with waterlogged rocks. B, build a platform out of logs in the snow, then build the fire on the logs. Or C, never use dry tree bark as a platform. It will burn. All right, so here we are. We have these little 4 guys. And now, okay, yes, they look like spools now. It looked a little strange when I was first putting them together. I guess because they're so tiny. So tiny. So they look like this, but these are so tiny and they're not laying flat. There we go. And that's a little starch will help that, or whatever you want to call this, best press. Here's another one. And here. All right, so we have that ready to go. Now we have our spools. That's done. And then I'm going to measure to make sure that it is what it's supposed to be. And the answer to how to build it is. How to build the snow is B. Build a platform out of logs in the snow, then build the fire on the logs. Now, I think this is the basket that maybe we already did. That's funny. I thought this was the basket of the stuff that we already did. Haha. So I put all this here. I guess not. I'm gonna put this here. Here's more of these. Excuse me. All right, here we go. So we have those. Those are right. Next thing that we need to do. So 1 spool to each end of the border strip. So we need to make border strips. Excuse me. And let's see. So I need, how much is this way? Okay, so I can get, ooh, it's just shy of it. They turned out adorable. This looks like micro quilting. It is. This is what exactly it looks like. And we're almost there. We're soon going to be to the other spot. So this I thought was 5 inches, but it is not. So this one piece of scrap. And so I'm going to have to, I'm going to hope that I have enough here. Let's see. Because I don't have any more of this yellow. Now, we'll do that. And I really hope I have enough because this piece was not doing it. All right, so now we need one measurement. We need, you know what, I'm going to, if worst comes to worst, one border will be one color, top and bottom, and then the other border will be another color. Yep. And then what do we need? We need this to be, oh, we may just make it. Let's see. And we did not make it. We are 1 inch short. So I have some of this here and I'm just going to piece it. Take this and Franken piece it. I didn't want to do that, but I really have no choice. So here we go. I'm interested to see if anybody else has this problem or if it's only me. Because again, this is new to me, so I don't know if I'm just not cutting this right. I'm going to do this so that it looks kind of intentional. Is that looks a little intentional? Yeah. All right. All right, so now we're going to take our smaller pieces and we are going to, I'm going to press this too. I'm going to take the smaller ones and we are going to add the spools to them. Let's see. Yeah, I thought someone. Okay, how to tell if someone is lying to you. A, watch his or her lips. If she licks them frequently, she or he is probably lying. B, watch his or her ears. If they turn red or seem to move because of jaw clenching, they're probably lying. Or C, watch their eyes. If they dilate or if they look up or to the left or to the right shifty, they're probably lying. All right, so now I am putting these on. There's a lot of stuff going on that has to get through. We have C. All right, so now we have that. Now we have to put this here. Put these on. So we're going to put these on the side. And then do the other side. Okay, so now these I'm going to press in so I have less bulk. And it doesn't really tell you in the directions, but this is what I'm kind of doing just from like regular construction of how things get constructed. So I'm going to press these in and then I'm going to press these out because those are pressed in so that this way everything nests. There we go. And we'll put these on. These would kind of be neat just to even make quilt blocks out of, I think. Like if you wanted to make a whole quilt. I mean, you'd be there for a long time, but you could have a lot of fun making all different quilts and all different barn colors and stuff like that. That could be super cute. This quilt block measures 12.5 by 14.5. Now, I'm not quite sure why this is not. Is this not? Let me see what this is supposed to be. Is this measurement off? Let me see. That measurement is, hold on. This isn't doing what it's supposed to be doing. This measurement, yeah, that measures right. What does this measure? Huh. Now look at that. Yep. This here measures one thing. Let me see. Did I cut this wrong? Nope. So this part is right. But the measurement that they had given to cut this is wrong on the pattern. It really is. By a 1/2 inch. I see the mistake. I wonder if anybody else has that issue. It truly is, because this middle piece should measure the same as this middle piece, but they're two different measurements. They're giving us two different measurements. And nobody's caught that on this pattern? Nobody's tested this? So, well, I'll tell you what, that's not good, because now I've got to rip this all out. So if you're doing this, you're going to have to adjust your measurements. Hold on. Here it is. Yeah, this piece here is not identical to this piece here. It's that simple, basic quilting 101 when you're doing cornerstones. Your cornerstones is obviously the outside, and then this should be the same width. Good morning, Lori. Please let us know before I venture into making this. Good morning, made by Misty. No, it absolutely is wrong. You can't hide Giovanna. Yeah, this is totally wrong. I wish people would hire me to do that's why Fabric Cafe hires like me, because that actually makes a big difference. So when it says in these directions, it's not only wrong up here on step number 6, but it's also wrong in the cutting of cornerstone spools of the border fabric. It's wrong in there too. So that measurement is wrong in both. Again, with the blue, I did not have enough blue and I did not have enough yellow. My piece wasn't quite, I think, for the number it was going for. Or it could have been following this, you know, the measurements on here, and that's why we're short. All right, so, you know, I'm going to take this strip, and this strip is not the size. Oh, but that's going to screw up this, isn't that? All right. All right, we're going to have to piece more, and that breaks my heart, because this is all going to be pieced up. It's not necessarily what I was going for. I try not to do that unless I absolutely have to. Well, I know she made this quilt. I'm pretty sure she made this quilt on her channel. I may see, I don't know. If you're doing this, tell me if you have your pattern and you're reading. I mean, the measurement that you cut this is different than the measurement you cut the border, which should not be, right? But she made this, so I would think. All right, so I just had to add more to this. And we're just going to have it pieced. It's just the way the cookie crumbles. All right, so I'm going to take this. I'm going to make this the measurement of the actual original piece, which is this here, okay? So if you want to find your measurement, I don't know if I could give you the measurement because it's not my pattern. So I'm like a little bit, I want to give you the measurement so that you guys can do it correctly. The measurement is off by 1/2 inch. So if you go to step 6, you need to add 1/2 inch, the lengthwise, to that measurement. And if you're, so, and then if you go to under border fabric, when you go under 1, the first bullet, it says side borders and then top and bottom borders. You're going to have to add 1/2 inch to that length measurement. All right, so now we are going to add these again and see. I just added 1/2 inch. I hope I just added 1/2 inch when I was talking to you. Let me see. Now, yeah, I added the 1/2 inch. Now that matches. Sometimes when people make patterns, they just go by, you know, their knowledge or whatever, and they don't really focus in. But because I'm so, at this point, I'm so trained into fabric pattern testing that I just, my brain is always there. And wait till you see the brand new upcoming Fabric Cafe. I'm in love with one of these. I've already, the one I'm working on now, I've got all kinds of ideas to make it scrappy. It's driving me nuts. I want to do it now and show you, but I can't until the book comes out, probably in 6 to 9 months. Let's see. Yeah, I'm just piecing everything together, but it's not, you know, it's not necessarily the look one wants to do. Because now I have Franken piecing everywhere. All right, see? Yes, now it lies flat. Exactly. So it needs that 1/2 inch on step 6. Or if you're in the cutting where it says top and bottom, you need to add 1/2 inch to that measurement so that it will do it. Okay. Now it goes through just fine. See, things like that would frustrate a brand new quilter and turn them off. This is why I know a lot of pattern people just depend on people testing their, you know, in the masses and then going in and doing a correction afterwards. I don't think that's a good philosophy. It's not only, you know, it's a lot of quilts. I come across a lot of quilts like that. So here we are. Now we have it. And I'm going to press in towards the sky. I may be new to a lot of this stuff, you know, like mini quilting and whatnot, but basic stuff, pretty much got that down packed. Okay, so now with the correction of the 1/2 inch more, it lays flat and it does what it needs to do. Okay, so this is what you should have. Now, it has embroidery coming off of this, going down with needles. Honestly, I'm going to do that afterwards. Honestly, I don't even want to do that, but I am going to do it. I'm going to do it. That's not a very beginner pattern. Too many small pieces. I know, skill level easy. Yeah, it is a little bit of, you're right. But that, now I have Franken piecing everywhere. So here we are. All right, let's go on to the next. So now that we have that, it says to make the 1/2 square triangle blocks for this mini quilt that they're doing. So this is where I'm going to go off the rails. So there's a Lynn kit, and in her Lynn kit, which is over here, right? She does this thing here, and then she adds a 3-dimensional one. But because I may actually, I don't know, I was, but now this Franken piece is bugging me, but we'll see. I was going to keep this so that I can change it out, and then I just wanted a regular barn. And so I just cut the regular barn just like they said, but I'm not going to put this piece quilt on there because I am going to do the 3-dimensional quilt that Lynn like added to it, which is kind of, it's really cute. And so I am going to do that. But I also don't want just a blank barn like this. So I'm adding barn doors. So I'm going to come in here and start placing my applique. So I'm going to remove this, right? And then it's to tell if someone's lying is watch his or her eyes. If they dilate or if they look up and to the left or are shifty, they are probably lying. So here we are. I'm going to put this up. I'm just going to eyeball it here. Okay, that looks good. That's the first piece. Now I put my pieces, I cut them and put them in here. Now I sketched out things like here are my needles, right? I'm going to use those. Oops. And then I made my barn doors instead of out of, I don't know what they made it out of. I guess white maybe? Yeah, white barn door was at white. Because I'm making barn doors and the window, here's the window. I did that just like that. And then here are the barn doors. So I'm putting like I said, I'm putting barn doors on this because because I want to. So we are going to start building this. So I'm going to come in here and I'm going to put this right down. But now I'm getting to the fun part, right? Because now that we have the basic construction down, now I'm going to get to do the applique. Good morning, Vera, and good morning to anyone I may have missed because I was dealing with some issues. All right, put that down. I am going to also put down the roof, right, or whatever you want to call this little piece. And I'm going to put that down here. Oops. These are really teeny tiny little pieces. All right. And I'm going to put that down. And now the next thing is this. So I haven't cut these out yet. I honestly didn't know how I was going to. I think that was the day I asked for suggestions on some scissors, and these were, and they told me, Pat told me the scissors, and I happen to have a pair right here. So I am going to use this, and I'm going to try to carefully, as one can, cut out. Now, I asked Lynn about this, and she said that she uses a little rotary cutter and just kind of puts it there and rotary cutters it. But I'm afraid to do that, so we're just going to go with good old-fashioned pair of scissors and just kind of go to the points. Maybe it's because I do a lot of prepping for like craft projects that I'm just used to doing things this way. All right, let's go to the next one here. How to identify a nightmare workplace. How to identify a nightmare workplace. Ready? A, look for overly decorated windows. No, I'm sorry. Look for overly decorated workstations and eerie silence. B, look for bad posture and dead plants. Or C, look for workers who seem oblivious to the time and the overly chipper receptionist. There we go. So here is the window. So, you know, they have the window this way, but there's nothing to say that the window can't go that way. So we'll see how I decide to end up doing this. Now, this is going to be the hard part. So this here is something I sketched out. It was not anything that was given to us. So I kind of took a piece, put it on this same gray kind of fabric. I changed things up with the fabrics, and right, because it says that it's a white window, and the little piece says for white window. And then I went and I sketched on the paper side what I consider a barn door. I don't know. We'll see if it works, but that's what I did. And we'll see what it looks like once I finish cutting it out. So again, these scissors are really good for this. So I'm glad Pat gave me that suggestion, and I'm glad I already had the scissors. Hi, Andrea. Howdy, peeps. I could have been here when you started, darn it, but I was editing my other computer crashed, so I probably won't be here. Wait, won't be here now. I'm sorry. You're having computer issues first thing this morning. Hopefully your husband had a very successful interview. I know that you were anxious the other day. All right. So this is the biggest part of this. It's just the cutting out of these pieces. Now, I think people have like machines that do this now for you. Lisa, the awkward quilter, I think she has one. I'm not sure. I know that there's something you could do is scan something and then it'll do it for you. I don't think I do this enough to warrant that, but being that this is my first patchability, It's not my first applique. You know I've been diving into this lately. I already started on that chicken panel that Cindy sent me. Because it's something I could do at my lunchtime that does not require the sewing machine. You could prep all these pieces. Like that's how I prep these. But I couldn't get into these small pieces until Pat said these little scissors would be good. Let's see. He did not. Hi, Aisha. The office manager talked to him because the boss was out of the office. In other words, the bum rush. Oh. Sorry to hear that. Here we are. So we have this so far. And we're going to cut up this and then we're going to put it on the barn. So again, this is not in the instructions. This is just something I added because I have different ideas for this wall thing. Part of me is wondering if I should just pull off this yellow, find a yellow in my stash, and then put the borders on using that. It's okay. I'll get over it. I will get over it. Okay. So I've cut it. Oops. Here we are. So this will go here. And I see kind of like that there. They have it. Well, no, that looks better. No, the way they said looks better. And then what I can do is, so here, I'm going to take this off, this paper off, and start putting this on. And now the doors, I feel like they need something, but I could just probably take a marker or a very small sliver of black to put in between to give it more of like a, I'll show you in a second. I may be going a little too crazy with this. I did hear from oh, that's good. All right, so here's the barn doors. But you know how in the center, I feel like it needs something. So it either needs a little sliver of black and a knob, or you just take like the rub-a-dub-dub marker that was just sent to me, and then I can make a little line with that. And that's what I have a little piece of black here. Oops, see? The black from here, I could, let's see. Well, let me put this down and then we could work on the door more. So how to identify a nightmare workplace? The answer is B. Look for bad posture and dead plants. Oh, that needs to go more. Okay, so this is where it's at. So instead of that quilt there, I've put that there. And now I've got this extra black. And I am thinking that I could take this and maybe, let's see. No, I don't like that. I don't like that at all. But what I can do is maybe make little handles see. Nope, I don't like that either. No, I don't like that either. I think I'm just going to take my, yeah, I was going to do this as like the little tiny handles, you know, the knobs, but I don't like that either. That looked weird. So you know what? We're going to take the rubber dub dub. Where is it? Where's my rubber dub dubs? I just put them in a very special place. Now, where is that very special place? I just put it. When I cleaned, I said, oh, I need these out. I thought I put them in here. Oh, Leanna and your special, oh, here it is. I found them. Leanna and her special places. I found them. Yes, we know that place. You could just stitch a line of black. Oh, excuse me. What a good idea. Thank you, Carol. Sorry. I'm going to do that because I'll put that there. I'm going to stitch black because I've got to take the black embroidery floss and do this anyway. So thank you. Yes. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Okay. So this here is done. This is what I've come up with. Okay. Now comes the Lin kit. So the Lin kit is this little thing over here. See that? And she has in here everything to make a mini quilt so that you can place that. So here we have little bindings, little this, little that. Now, this Lin kit, I feel like, let's see, directions. You need to add a mini rope for the clothesline. You will need to make it taut. When I made my first sample, I just laid it across the blue sky and then attached the borders. As I started trying to hang my quilt, there was too much slack. Okay, so that means that I need to, somewhere along here, here's this, unpick, because of course I'm doing this backwards. Oh, look at my last question. I will look at your last question. Are you going to get adventurous and put chickens in the backyard? What a great idea. Yes, I'm going to go and find some chickens and put them in my backyard. What a great idea. All right, so I am going to put this here. And I'm going to do like I did with the Bomba girls when I was trying to put the rickrack in. Because, you know, when I was first designing, I didn't realize I had to do that ahead of time. So I'm going to make myself a little hole here and fish this through. Now, you don't have to do this with the Lin kit, but I did think that she had a great idea. So I am going to go ahead with it. And I'm going to come over here. And I'm going to probably have to stitch this, back stitch this, all kinds of stitch this, right? Here we go. Here's a little hole. We're going to go back in there. There we are. So now she said to pull it really taut. Okay. I don't know how that's going to work, but we will try it out. I'm thinking a little, you might have to do a little bit more than just stitching. I'm going to put my stitches down to 1 here because I'm going to try to see if I could get this in here tight. And then where this is, I'm just gonna, and hopefully that holds it. A couple of what? French knots would be cute. Yes, I think that's, I'm taking your ideas. I love that. Oh, I have chicken fabric. Is it snowing outside? Here it is sunny. It is, well, we're having all kinds of horrible weather. It's like a sleetish kind of situation going on over there. All right, so now that she's said that, we need to do this really taut. So I'm pulling this, trying not to pucker it. Oh, up. I didn't even go where I needed to go. You know what? I'm going to do this because it's hard for me to hold this. So, of course, I have all this stuff. Move all this. So you want to taut, but you also don't want it so that your quilt is okay. I feel like it's taut. All right, so I have my line in and I have these in. I don't know if I want to necessarily cut these completely down. I may want to leave them a little loose. I don't know yet. I don't know what to do. We'll figure it out. My phone won't let me fix that. What won't let you fix? But here it is. Here is that. It got little tiny, I have 15 minutes before Lisa goes on. Little tiny clips here. Look at these little clips. Aren't they cute? I mean, I still have to quilt it, but look, there's little clips to hold the laundry. All right, so we've got that. What am I going to do for my quilt? Well, we have, what do we have coming up? We have St. Patrick's Day coming up. I mean, she gave us stuff. I have backing for this. I have extra stuff that I could play with, which is what I may do. I have binding here. I have more of this. So there's plenty of things I could use here. And I even have some of that yellow, even though it wasn't big enough to do what I needed to do. I still have some of that. So yeah, so I'm just going to make something. I'm not sure yet. You can always tack the middle part of the line so it will not sag too. Like that idea. We will absolutely do that. Yep. We are going to do that. You know what else I'm going to do? I think not only am I going to tack the center, when I come in here to top stitch this, I'm going to top stitch this right here too, to give it the extra that it needs. And then I could always put, yes, you definitely, I would put a few stitches to hold that string in the middle. Yes, I'm going to do that. Thank you for all your guys' ideas. And you know what? Let me look over here for chickens. I have some chicken fabric, but these chickens may be too big. Oh yeah, these chickens are too big. Okay, I'm gonna find some smaller chickens. I'll find smaller chickens. I have them in like the poppy cotton and everything. I do. I have them everywhere. Let me go look at one other place for chickens. It's just the last thing that. Oh, here we go. Here we go. I have, this is an old jelly roll I have. And in this jelly roll, there's chicks and chickens. Yes, that's Puerto Rican tissue paper. That's Kleenex, a Puerto Rican Kleenex. Look at this too. I have this. This has got like barns and chickens and goats. You know what? We're going to use that. We're going to use that. That's going to be super cute. Okay. So I'm going to take this, and I have plenty of this. She gave us plenty of this. So I'm going to find spots in here because we've got a little chicken we could put here. Look, those little 2 chickens, those are super cute. We'll put them right there. And maybe we'll put, oh, mama chick. And maybe we'll put like a piggy here. Yes, we'll put some other things. Oh, I'm getting lots of ideas. This is why I love to go on lives, because you all give me the best ideas ever. So now I'm going to cut out this little chick. Look at this. This is going to be stinking cute. Okay, so Lisa's going on a live. I totally know that, so you guys can all please go over there and support her. I am gonna put these little farm animals on here, and then I'll leave. But I want to do this because I want to show you what it's gonna look like. All right, here's chickens. Is there a duck? Oh, there's a sheep. Let's do a sheep. A little sheep is cute. Do we have one here? Yep, here's a little sheep. We'll get that little sheep going. There we go. We got a sheep. And well, we need more than just one chicken. We need a chicken with a rooster. So here we go. We have another chicken situation here. Yep. We'll get that going. You know what's on here that's neat is look at this little fencing. I wonder if I could use that little fencing. That little fencing would be super cute. It would give it like in the distance. Maybe not. Maybe I'm going a little overboard. Okay, so we have, see, sometimes you can find things in the most oddest places. So we have this, and we're just going to, that's here we go. This probably wasn't the best way to do this, but we're gonna just work with what we just did because we did it already. I probably should have kept them whole. All right. So we have our chicken here and our piggy here. And we're gonna live on the day. No, we're gonna go get the piece of parchment. We're gonna go get the piece of parchment after I get a little bit more of this. Yeah, I ran out of tissues, and that's how we had the TP paper. And I had the hard Charmin paper because I'm cheap, but my son has the light, nice, gushy Charmin. So I stole his Charmin this morning. All right, so here we are. We did that. And now I have another little piece here. Let's see, will that fit that? No. I need to just chop a lop. Whoa, whoa, whoa. What happened to my sheep? Here's my sheep. I need a cow. Is there not a cow in that whole thing? All right. we are going to put this here. Yes, we're going to bling this up with some farm animals. We're going to bling this up. I love your guys' ideas. I super do love them. And here we are. I'm going to look on that strip just to make sure that there wasn't a cow that I missed, or maybe there's a cow in another. There isn't. There's sheep, there's pigs, more crazy little chickens, no cows. All right, so this will be a cowless farm. All right, so here we are. We have our little chickens, and I'm going to cut them out. Fussy cut them out as best as I can. I'm not going to go crazy, but I am going to cut them out as best as I can. And they look like the right scale, too. They look tiny-ish. So now we're adding the link kit, and then we're adding a little bit of the PastryQueen's little take on it due to her community, because her community is so awesome. That's you guys. You guys are the awesome ones. So here we are. We have a rooster and a hen over here having a little conversation in the corner. And then we have a little sheep. I know that this line had cows, but I think I used it all on that baby quilt. I made my friend a baby quilt, and her theme was farm theme. So look, we have these and this and a little tiny little piglet and a little mommy and her little baby chick. They are so cute. I don't know why I'm talking like a little kid. Oh my goodness, you know how we get so crazy? The kiddos at school will love all the animals. They were cheaply frugal, that's right. I do have a cow measuring tape, though. Why I have that, I have no idea. I thought that was hysterical. And then I broke it. Well, all right, so here we go. We got our little farm animals. Let's see if we can get them on here. Oh, that doesn't go in there. That goes over here. So maybe we'll put these guys over here, because that's a little bigger. We're going to have to put the larger farm animals at the bottom. And, you know, they're probably going to be hidden by some of it. So I'm going to have to put them really far over so that, like over here. Here, actually, I'm going to put this here and that one there. Because remember, there's going to be a little quilt here. And we still want the farm animals peeking out. So here we are. You know what? I'll put a chicken here with the baby. The little baby. The little baby. It's so cute. All right. And then we have our piglet. So, you know what? It's fine. We're going to have some fun with these. There we are. I think that's how I'm going to do them. And put this here. I just have to make sure that I'm going to pull them over as far as I can. I know it's going to look odd, but once I have the quilt on there, it's not going to look odd. Just saying. Hopefully it doesn't look odd, because the quilt is going to come right here in the middle. All right, let's go for it. Let's get those little cows and, no, not cows, sheep and piglets and chickens running around on our farm. And then this way, if I don't have a quilt in front, you know, I could still have maybe make a little shirt or something and put that on the line. But look, we have our little farm animals. I love it. I love it. Well, thank you, everyone. Thank you. So I want to let everybody know you guys can, oh, hi, Regina. Everybody can go pop on over to the Awkward Quilter GA, and she is having the 7 o'clock live this morning. All right. And then I did see Donnell goes on at 10. So with that said, everyone have a wonderful weekend. I won't see you tomorrow because you're going to all go on Deb, the Pug Mama Quilter. She's going to have her 7 o'clock live tomorrow. So I'll see you all soon. Bye-bye.